Welcome back, everyone. Today we will see a game called The Game of Shadows. Some say this was the game that was shown in the Sherlock Holmes movie by the same name. The actual game was played at Santa Monica in 1966 between Bent Larsen with white pieces versus Tigran Petrosian with black pieces. I initially did not intend to analyze this game today, but the recommendation came from my dear friend Mr. Jitin Diwakar. So let's see the game. The game started with e4 c5, the famous Sicilian defense. The game continued with knight f3, knight c6, d4, c into d4, n into d4, g6. This early bishop fianchettoing is known as accelerated dragon. The game continued with white playing bishop e3, black played bishop g7, and here white played c4. This move is known as Marozzi bind, which becomes possible since this pawn on e4 is not yet threatened by the black knight because the black knight is not yet on f6. Anyways, black plays knight f6, white defends the e4 pawn by playing knight c3, and here black plays knight g4, threatening to remove the white's bishop and doubling up the pawn on the e file. Hence, white responds by playing queen into g4. Here comes knight into d4. If you take bishop into d4, here comes bishop into d4, simplifying the position and leading to quick equality. White avoids this and plays queen d1. Black knight is now attacked twice and hence it must retreat. It retreats to e6 square and white plays queen d2. This move paves way to start an attack on the h6 square and also allow castle on the queen side. To this, black plays d6, white plays bishop e2, black plays bishop d7. These are simple developmental moves. White castles king side, black castles king side, and here comes rook a d1, doubling up the rook and the queen on the d file. Black responds by playing bishop c6. Here comes knight d5, and here black plays rook e8. This move actually wastes time for black and is not the best square for the rook, as we will see in the game. Actually, f7 here needs to be more secured. However, the game continued with white playing f4. Here black played knight c7. Again, this is another waste of time. Black should have directly played knight c5 here, attacking the e4 pawn, which anyways black is going to play eventually. Anyways, white continued his f file attack by playing f5. Black played knight a6. Here comes bishop g4, and here comes eventually knight c5. So the black has already lost two moves to play knight c5. He could have played directly knight c5 at this position when it was at e6. Anyways, the game continued with white playing f into g6. Black responded by playing h into g6. Here comes queen f2. Threat is to take up this f7 pawn, which at the beginning we said needed protection by the rook here. So black again has to waste time and play rook f8. Here comes e5. Black plays bishop into e5, and white responds by playing queen h4. Here black plays bishop into d5, removing this threatening knight sitting at the d5 square. White responds by playing rook into d5, and here knight comes to e6. White responds by playing rook f3. The idea is to bring rook to h3 and then attack via this h file. Black plays bishop f6, attacking the queen here. However, it was better to play f5 over here and remove this bishop from putting any pressure upon this knight on e6. Anyways, the game continued with bishop f6 attacking the white queen. White played queen h6, black played bishop g7. This move looks solid and appears to gain tempo by attacking the white queen. But does it? Look at the position and think. What will now white play? Is there a stunning move that a genius of Petrosian who was playing black did not calculate? Can you guess the next move by white? Take around 10 seconds. Ready? The move is queen into g6. This elegant queen sacrifice is what Professor Moriarty hadn't calculated against Sherlock Holmes. Logic is sound. F and H files can be easily dominated by the white rooks, while the crucial E6 G8 diagonal will get captured if black accepts the queen sacrifice. In this position, Tigran Petrosian thought a lot and he played knight f4. Petrosian decided to give back some material to white with the hope that it slows down white's attack. Here, white played rook into f4. This was followed by black accepting the queen sacrifice and playing f into g6, to which white replies bishop e6 check. Now see the position. White is actually queen down, but the h file will soon come under control. f5 is already under control. This diagonal e6 to g8 is now under white's control, and these are the only places where the black king can move. So here black played rook f7. Here comes rook into f7. Now this is threatening some nasty discoveries. So king goes to h8. Here comes rook g5. The whole intent is to come to g3 and then capture the h file as we discussed earlier. Here black doesn't have any great moves to play and plays b5. White responds by playing rook g3, and it is in this position that black resigned. There is nothing much to do here. Black must sacrifice his queen to die a slow death, but any other move will lead to sure shot checkmate. For example, if you do not want to give up your queen and play, let's say, queen e8, the game might continue as rook h3 check, king goes to g8, rook g7 check, king into g7, bishop d4 check, king f8, rook h8 checkmate. Hope you like this game. Do put in your recommendations if you want any other game to be analyzed and uploaded. Signing off for today. Thank you.